Going into 2022, there's a lot of NASCAR drivers across the top 3 series who are going to have to step it up big time when it comes to their on-track performance. They're pretty much in a prove it to me or else year. In this video, I narrowed it down to 10 drivers who need to step it up in 2022, and most of these drivers are still in their current rides from previous years, while it's a few on this list that's going to be in new rides in 2022. A new opportunity to prove themselves awaits. So let's go ahead and get into this. Number 1, Cole Custer. Cole is a guy that came into the Cup Series with a talented rookie class, Tyler Reddick and Christopher Bell being those drivers he came up with. As a matter of fact, he was part of the Big 3 in the Xfinity Series in 2019 and got 7 wins in his final year in the Xfinity Series and finished runner-up in points. Out of the Big 3, Cole has been the most disappointing in the Cup so far. Yeah, he got that win in Kentucky in 2020, but outside of that, he didn't have a good year. 2 top 5s and 7 top 10s is the numbers he put up in his rookie year, and then proceeded to do worse in 2021, only getting 2 top 10s and having an even worse average finish, which was 21.3 compared to his 19.2 in 2020. SHR was down, I get that. I mean, just look at their top driver, Kevin Harvick. He didn't get any wins, but in classic Harvick fashion, he made the most of what he had and still put up great numbers and had the 3rd best average finish in 2021. Eric Almirola got a win even though he didn't have a good season, and Chase Briscoe got better as the year went on and finished 20th in points. Cole Custer fell flat on his face in 2021, and in 2022 he's going to have to really show out because it's obvious that he's the weak link in SHR right now. He can't continue to ride around the 18th every week. You're driving for a top-notch organization. I think if Cole disappoints in 2022, people are going to want to see him out of that 41 car. He's going into his 3rd year as a Cup driver, and that's usually when a driver starts to really figure out the Cup Series. I think a successful season is just getting a bunch of top 10s and putting consistency together. Compete for a few wins throughout the year at least, and if he could accomplish that, then I'll start to take Cole Custer a little bit more seriously. Number 2, Christopher Bell. When it comes to Christopher Bell, I was really expecting him to do the most out of the rookie class he came up with. By now, he was driving for Levine Family Racing in 2020, so I gave him a pass because that wasn't a top organization. But in 2021, I was expecting him to be up front a lot, and he wasn't. Not dominating the Cup Series, but running the top 5 and top 10 a lot and competing for more wins than he did throughout the 2021 season. I think expectations were high because 1, look at the damage he did in Xfinity. He had 15 wins in 2 full seasons, and 2, JGR gave Christopher Bell Kyle Busch's team. Adam Stevens is his crew chief, a guy that has 2 titles with Kyle Busch. Yeah, I know Christopher Bell ain't no Kyle Busch yet, but I would have liked to think that Bell could have put up much better numbers than he did in 2021. In 2022, Bell needs to have a breakout season. With a top-notch organization like Gibbs, I'm looking for him to get multiple wins. What Bell has proven in 2021 is that he's a really good road course racer, but he needs to be good everywhere. In 2022, Bell needs to take that next big step. Number 3, Daniel Suarez. Suarez was rushed to the Cup Series after Carl Edwards' surprise retirement. He was thrown into the 19 car at JGR for 2 seasons and proceeded to do nothing. Got the opportunity to drive for SHR and once again, didn't do anything. Then drove for Gun Brothers, that was easily the worst season of his career. Then Trackhouse came out of nowhere and tapped Daniel Suarez to be the driver. This is the first time to where Daniel Suarez has joined a team where they build around him. In 2021, he surprised me with some of the runs that he had. The most noticeable run being the dominant car at the Bristol Dirt Race for a good portion of that race. He had a few more impressive runs but didn't get the results. He only had 4 top 10s in 2021. Trackhouse isn't a top-notch organization, but next season, Ross Chastain's coming on board to join Trackhouse, and we're going to see if Suarez can keep up with Ross because, in my opinion, Ross is a better driver than Suarez. Even though Ross makes a lot of mistakes, he has a lot of pace. I've yet to see that from Suarez throughout his Cup career so far. The goal for Suarez is to try to keep up with Ross, and if he could do that, I would consider that a step up. Trackhouse is a mystery going into 2022. We don't know how they're going to perform, but I know for a fact that Ross Chastain is going to be quick. Suarez needs to be quick as well. Number 4, Tyler Ankrum. I don't know what has happened to Tyler Ankrum within the past few years. It seemed like that he was a promising upcoming driver when he was driving for DGR a few years ago in the Truck Series, and then he moves to GMS, which is a better team, and has been completely non-existent. I thought when he made that move to GMS, he'll easily be contending for championships, but that hasn't been the case. His teammates, except for Chase Purdy, has found success winning races and making it deep into the playoffs. For whatever reason, Tyler Ankrum can't do the same. Going into 2022, Tyler Ankrum is moving to another team, and that's Tory Racing, a team that has become one of the top teams in the truck series within the last half a decade. Brett Moffitt won a championship for them, and Austin Hill won a lot of races with that team. If Tyler Ankrum can't produce over at that team, then it's going to be hard to take him seriously going forward. Number 5, Tyler Reddick. Even though Tyler Reddick has shown out on multiple occasions in his first few years in Cup, he still hasn't won a race. He has, however, made the playoffs, which is good, but got eliminated in the round of 16. Tyler Reddick is fast, but he makes a lot of mistakes. And the reason why is because he's not in top tier equipment. RCR isn't top tier. They haven't been in a while. So of course he has to give 110% just in order to run in the top 10 or top 5. Kind of like Kyle Larson when he was with CGR. Now who knows, RCR might step it up big time and give Reddick cars to where he won't have to step over that limit. This is a new generation car after all. But I just think that Tyler Reddick needs to make less mistakes, and if he does that, he can get multiple wins this upcoming season and make a deeper playoff run. Number 6, Hailie Deegan. I'm going to make this brief since I did a whole video on Hailie not long ago, but Hailie needs to drastically improve in 2022. She didn't have practice and qualifying, which hurt her, but there was also other rookies that was in the same boat as her and they proceeded to run well. Hailie Deegan needs to find herself running in the top 10 more and actually finish there. Now winning a race would be great for her obviously, but even if she doesn't win, I think what she needs to accomplish is making the Truck Series playoffs. If she can be consistent enough, maybe she could port her way in. Now, if she makes the playoffs, do I expect her to contend? Hell no. But it will be a huge accomplishment for her. The team that she's part of is not a bad team. She just needs to get out there and find more pace and not make the mistakes that she made in the past. Number 7, Ryan Blaney. Shocking that he's on this list, isn't it? I understand that Ryan Blaney just put together one of his best seasons so far in his Cup career, which is great. The dude finally won multiple races in the season, got 20 top 10s in the season, and made a deep playoff run. But I expect more out of someone that's in a Penske car. When Logano and Brad Keselowski broke out, they scored way more than 3 wins and were legit championship contenders. Blaney needs to have a dominant season, a season where he's one of the top dogs. 2022 needs to be that season. Blaney has been a full-time co-driver since 2016 and has been with Penske since 2018. I think it's time that he has a true breakout season and try to become a top dog over in the Cup Series. Number 8, Bubba Wallace. It's really difficult to tell if Bubba Wallace is good. For years, he was with a team that wasn't that great, that team being Richard Petty Motorsports. He then got the opportunity from Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan to drive for them, but that team isn't established. We don't know if Bubba Wallace is underperforming, overachieving, I don't know. Bubba ran 15th through 20th a lot in his first season with 2311, but is that team better than 15th through 20th? Or is Bubba Wallace underperforming? See, that's the $1 million question. That question should be answered in 2022. Kurt Busch is coming to the 2311 racing, a champion and a guy that has over 30 career wins. We're really about to find out how good this team truly is. I think the pressure for Bubba Wallace in 2022 is going to be higher than it was in 2021 because now people are going to be comparing him to his teammate who is obviously very good. If Bubba is right there with Kurt throughout the season, then Bubba fans can breathe a huge sigh of relief. If Kurt is outperforming Bubba, especially by quite a bit, then all I gotta say is, oh crap. Bubba is running out of excuses. He's not driving for underfunded equipment no more. He's got a new crew chief who is Booty Barker, and now he has a teammate. It's time for him to go out there and perform. We're gonna see what 2311 is really made of in 2022. Number 9, Landon Cassill. For a long time, there's been plenty of fans that's been saying that Landon Cassill deserves to be in top tier equipment no matter what series in NASCAR. Well, in 2022, he's got it, driving for Kaulig Racing in the Xfinity Series. We seen Landon Cassill drive for a ton of underfunded teams and overachieving them. Now we can really see what Landon is capable of. I think he should get a few wins and without a doubt be a championship contender. But I will be shocked if he doesn't run well in Kaulig equipment. This is a prove it to me year for Landon, and hopefully he proves to everyone that he can win races and be successful. And number 10, William Byron. This guy really showed up in 2021 after being mediocre ever since he came to Cup back in 2018. Even though he only got one win, which came very early in the season at Homestead, he became very consistent, scoring over 10 straight top 10s at one point during the season. The team fell off in the summer, but once the playoffs rolled around, they were really fast again. He didn't make a deep playoff run in 2021 because of some mistakes, but this team showed that they are here. In 2022, I expect Byron to break out. He's been in the Cup Series since 2018 and only has 2 career wins. One of those wins coming at Super Speedway. I think it's time for Byron to put together a 4 to 5 win season and make a deep playoff run. Him and Rudy Fugle seem to be a great match, and I expect them to really show up in 2022. There's the 10 drivers who need to step it up in 2022 in my opinion. I think 2022 across the top 3 series in NASCAR is going to be very interesting. So what do you guys think? Do you agree with the drivers I put on this list? Do you disagree? And who do you think that needs to step it up in 2022 that didn't make the list? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and roll up out of here. Y'all have a good one. Peace.